WOD 1, clean lunges and dirty shoulders. WOD 1 is a 6-minute AMRAP. Intermediates will perform 7 power cleans, 5 front rack reverse lunges, and 3 wall walks. Novice and Masters will perform 7 power cleans, 5 front rack reverse lunges, and 3 shoulder to overhead. The barbell will begin preloaded and on the ground. Following the proper standards for each movement, the intermediate athletes will start with 7 power cleans. With the completion of the 7th rep and the bar in the front rack position, the athlete will perform 5 alternating front rack reverse lunges. The athletes will then set the bar down and perform 3 wall walks. Novice to Masters athletes will perform 7 power cleans, followed by 5 alternating front rack reverse lunges, then followed by 3 shoulder to overhead. At the completion of the wall walks or shoulder to overhead, 1 round will be complete. WOD 1 standards. Power cleans. The barbell begins on the ground and must be clean to the shoulders in 1 motion. At the top, the hips and knees must be fully extended, with the feet in line, the bar racked on the shoulders, and the elbows in front of the bar. Front rack reverse lunge. Each front rack reverse lunge begins with the weight racked on the shoulders, the feet together, and the athlete standing tall. The athlete will then step back with either leg until the back knee touches the ground. They must then bring the back foot to the starting position with knees and hips fully open and extended, and then do the same movement with the other foot and knee. Every step back, finishing with hips fully open and the rear foot brought back to center, counts as a rep. Stepping back with the left foot and returning is 1 rep. Switching and then stepping back with the right foot and returning would be the 2nd rep, and so on. The athlete must alternate feet with each rep. Wall walks. Wall walks begin with the athlete face down, feet flat against the wall, hands off the floor like a hand release push-up, and the entire front of the body touching the ground. As the athlete pushes their hands against the floor like a push-up, they will kick up onto the wall and begin walking their hands toward the wall as their feet walk up the wall. The athlete must touch their nose to the wall. After touching the nose, the athlete will walk their hands away from the wall, with both hands being at least 24 inches away from the wall before the feet drop to the floor. A tape will be placed at 24 inches from the wall for a clear mark to cross. Shoulder to overhead. Each rep begins with the barbell in a front rack position and finishes with the weight fully locked out overhead and over the middle of the body. A shoulder press, push jerk, or split jerk may be used, as long as the elbows, shoulders, hips, and knees are fully extended and the bar finishes directly over the body with the feet in line. Variations. Intermediate men will use 115 pounds. Intermediate female, 85 pounds. Novice and Masters male, 85 pounds. Novice and Masters female, 55 pounds. Score 1, total reps. WOD 2, chippin' and twistin'. With a 15-minute time cap, athletes will perform a chipper of 50 dumbbell snatches alternating, 40 plate hop burpees, 30 air squats, 20 no-rock hand-release push-ups, and 10 pull-ups for intermediates, or 10 ring rows for novice and masters. Also, at the top of every minute, the athlete will do 8 plate hold Russian twists. Athletes will begin with the dumbbell snatch and perform all 50 reps before moving on to burpees. As a chipper, every movement must be completed entirely before moving on to the next movement. At the top of every minute, the MC will announce it's time for all athletes to perform 8 plate hold Russian twists. Athletes may finish the rep they are on, but then must stop, complete the 8 Russian twists, and then return to the movement they were last working on, with reps continuing from the last good rep of that movement. WOD 2 standards. Dumbbell snatch. The dumbbell snatch starts with the dumbbell on the ground and finishes with the dumbbell directly overhead. At the bottom of the movement, both heads of the dumbbell must touch the ground. The dumbbell must be lifted overhead in 1 motion. Touch and go is permitted. Bouncing the dumbbell is not allowed. Athletes must alternate arms after each repetition and may not alternate until a successful rep is achieved. The non-lifting hand and arm may not be in contact with the body during the repetition. At the top, the arms, hips, and knees must be fully locked out with the dumbbell clearly over the middle of the athlete's body when viewed from the profile. Once the athlete has reached the lockout, the repetition will count. Burpees. The athlete begins the first burpee by standing upright, knees and hips fully extended. The burpee is standard, requiring the athlete to get the entire front of their body flat to the floor, including the chest. The athlete then pushes up from the floor and returns the feet toward the hands. The athlete must then jump forward enough so some part of both feet at the same time are on top of the plate. The top edge of the plate is fine. The athlete does not have to fully stand upright when jumping onto the plate. A little forward hop onto the plate is all that's required. Reps are counted when both feet at the same time tap the top of the plate. When getting up off the floor, it's okay to walk your feet one at a time toward your hands rather than hopping together. Air squats. The athlete starts fully upright with the knees and hips fully extended. The athlete lowers the hip crease to below the knee and then stands back up to a fully upright, hips and knees extended position for each rep. No rock, hand release push-ups. A straight body position must be maintained throughout the push-up. No snaking, sagging, or pushing up from the knees is allowed. The elbows must be locked out at the top with the feet no wider than shoulder width. At the bottom, the chest, nipple line or above, must touch the floor, and the hands must be lifted completely off the ground. With the toes and rest of the body on the ground, a rep starts by lifting the hands off the floor and pressing the hands to the floor until the elbows are fully extended and only the toes and hands are touching the floor. The hips and shoulders should rise in unison with everything between the ankle and shoulder reasonably in line. The athlete then descends down, maintains the line, lifts the hands off the floor, and continues. For novice and masters female, the no rock hand release on knees push-ups is the same as the standard, but they replace the toes with the knees. The knees must be on the ground at all times. Pull-ups. Strict or kipping pull-ups are allowed. Butterfly pull-ups are not allowed. Pull-ups begin with the athlete in full arm extension and feet not touching anything. The bottom of the chin must go above the bar before descending to full arm extension. Ring rows. Rings will have been pre-adjusted so the bottom of the ring is 40 inches from the floor. A piece of tape will be on the floor directly below the rings. The athlete will begin with the back of their heels on the far side of the tape, that's furthest away from the hands, and gripping the rings. The athlete will bend their knees and lean back without the heels ever moving to the near side of the tape, that's the side closest to the hands. The athlete is in a proper position when the toes are up, heels are the only part of the foot touching the ground, or the feet are flat, with the back of the heels on the far side of the tape, and the body is in a straight line from ankle to neck with arms fully extended. Without kipping or losing the rigid body position, the athlete will pull their chest toward the rings. A rep is complete when the hands break the plane of the chest. Plate hold Russian twists. The athlete sits on the ground holding the plate with both hands. The athlete then lifts the feet off the ground with the only body part touching the ground being the buttocks. The plate must be in the center of the body to begin. The athlete then twists left and right in an alternating fashion, touching the bottom edge of the plate to the ground with each twist. A rep counts when the bottom edge of the plate touches the ground. Variations. Dumbbell snatch. Intermediate males will use 50 pounds. Intermediate females, 35. Novice and masters male, 35. Novice and masters female, 20. Push-ups. Novice and masters female will do on knees, hand release push-ups. Everyone else will do a standard hand release push-up. Plate hold Russian twists. Intermediate males, 25 pounds. Intermediate female, 15. Novice and masters male, 15. Novice and masters female, 10. Score 2, time to complete. Add 1 second for any incomplete reps at the time cap. WOD 3, thruster mathlete. You choose the load. Max rep thrusters in 30 seconds, separated by 1 minute 30 seconds of rest for 4 rounds. The WOD begins with an empty bar on the floor and appropriate plates and safety clips nearby to accommodate. On go from the MC, the athletes will have 2 minutes to load the bar, add safety clips, and practice some warm-up thrusters. The athlete may change the load as many times as they want during these 2 minutes. The athlete must determine and load the bar for what will be 4 30-second, all-out max rep efforts separated by 1 minute 30 seconds rest. Once the final bar load has been chosen in this 2-minute prep period, it can never be changed and must be used for all 4 30-second all-out efforts. At 2 minutes, the MC will give 3, 2, 1, go, and athletes will perform maximum thrusters in 30 seconds. The MC will call time, and the athlete will rest for 1 minute 30 seconds. The 30-second all-out, followed by 1 minute 30 seconds rest, will repeat 3 more times. WOD 3 standards. Thruster. This is a standard barbell thruster in which the barbell moves from the bottom of a front squat to full lockout overhead. The bar starts on the ground, no racks allowed. The hip crease must clearly pass below the top of the knees in the bottom position. A full squat clean into the thruster is allowed when the bar is taken from the floor. Variations. Intermediate males will use a 45-pound bar. Intermediate females, 35-pound bar. Novice and Masters male, 45-pound bar. Novice and Masters female, 35-pound bar. At each station, the plates that will be available for each bar will be 2 25s, 4 10s, 2 5s, and 2 2.5s. Score 3. Load times total reps of the 4 efforts combined. Floater. Toss me a rope, I'm drowning. With a 3-minute running clock, part 1 is max meters rowed in 1 minute. Part 2 is max double unders or single unders. It's the athlete's choice with the remaining time. The athlete will first perform the row. The judge will have the rower preset with 1 minute on the display, so it counts down to 0 for an exact meters rowed measurement. The athlete can choose any damper setting. After completing maximum meters rowed in 1 minute, the athlete will perform either double unders or single unders. It's the athlete's choice. However, the athlete must declare to the judge which style they are choosing, and only that style reps will count toward the score. Also, single unders will be rounded up to the nearest even number, and then for score, divided by 2. Floater standards. Row. The athlete's feet do not have to be strapped in. The damper can be whatever the athlete chooses. Double unders. This is the standard double under in which the rope passes completely under the feet twice for each jump. The rope must spin forward for the rep to count. Single unders. This is the standard single under in which the rope passes completely under the feet once for each rep. The rope must spin forward for the rep to count. As long as the rope continuously moves forward, any hop over the rope is fine with each turn. Feet do not have to be together. Score 4, meters rowed. Score 5, total double unders or total single unders divided by 2 after rounding up to the nearest even number.
Only 4 more.
That's great.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Awesome job. Kristen, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.